President Muhammadu Buhari may have pulled a fast one on state governors with Friday's signing of Executive Order number 10 of 2020, which grants financial autonomy to state legislature and the judiciary. Many governors were left shocked by the president's action coming so soon after the financial autonomy granted local governments by the same administration. The aggrieved governors see the signing of the executive order as a breach of ongoing talks between them and the presidency on how to go about the autonomy. Some of them are not ruling out litigation on the matter, but senior lawyers hailed the president for signing the executive order, while presidential advisor Ita Inang explained that the order was to give effect to the provisions of the constitution. The presidency had, through the late Chief of Staff Malam Kyari, engaged the governors on the autonomy models for the next constitution review. The negotiation had not been concluded before Kyari died. The governors also claimed that the alleged hasty issuance of the order will derail the collaboration between the Nigeria Governors Forum and the Conference of Speakers of the State Houses of Assembly. The two groups had established a committee to work out modalities for autonomy just before the COVID-19 crisis. It was learned that some of the governors may go to court to contest the constitutionality and legality of the executive order. Others may use pressure groups to sue Buhari for a prosy legal battle. Sources said some of the governors, especially those in the opposition, felt Buhari is using the executive order to subvert the constitution with a view to caging them. Their views on the new executive order are: it constitutes a breach of the understanding with the presidency. It is illegal because only amendment to the 1999 constitution can guarantee such autonomy. Executive orders does not have legislation force, and it is an encroachment of the laws on the disbursement of the funds of the federation accounts. A PDP governor told the nation last night that they were shocked by the decision of the president to issue this executive order, which is more of a decree of the military era than a constitutional process. The order cannot stand. We will go to court to challenge it, he said. Our party is not opposed to autonomy for the legislature and the judiciary, but it must be a constitution review process. But we have a growing pattern of sliding into dictatorship with executive orders. We won't allow the subversion of the 1999 constitution. Another governor said the order was least expected. It is an abuse and a violation of the ongoing talks between the presidency and the governors. We have been working out the type of autonomy models to adopt, and the late Chief of Staff Malam Kyari represented the president at our sessions. We are also collaborating with the Conference of Speakers on how to go about the autonomy. I think the presidency should have waited for all these consultations to end. A governor from the Northeast said a true autonomy for the legislature and the judiciary cannot be fiat. The National Assembly has constituted a constitution review committee. The presidency ought not to be preemptive. It appears dialogue is now too late. We will surely go to court because the president has no power to personally legislate an autonomy for these two arms of government. Another source said the governors who are still battling with the effect of the financial autonomy granted local government by the same administration had hoped to stop the financial autonomy of the legislature in particular. This is to ensure their continued control on lawmakers. The governors had been opposed to the autonomy bill, which was passed by the 8th National Assembly and signed by the president. The law had remained unimplemented, but the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures in Nigeria worked out with the support of the leadership of the National Assembly and the Justice Ministry to pull the latest surprise. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Malam Abubakar Malami SAN said in a statement that a presidential implementation committee was constituted to fashion out strategies and modalities for the implementation of financial autonomy for the state legislature and state judiciary in compliance with the section 121 of 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, taking into consideration all other applicable laws, instruments, conventions and regulations which provides for financial autonomy at the state tier of government. The implementation of financial autonomy of the state legislature and state judiciary will strengthen the institutions at the state tier of government and make them more independent and accountable in line with the tenets of democracy as enshrined by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. The President signed the Executive Order Number 10 into law based on the law vested on him in the President of the Federal as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under Section 5 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which extends to execution and maintenance of the Constitution, laws made by the National Assembly, including but not limited to Section 121 of 3 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which guarantee financial autonomy of the state legislature and state judiciary. The order provides that the Accountant General of the Federation shall by his order and such any orders, regulations or guidelines as may be issued by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, authorize the deduction from source in the cost of Federation account allocation from the money allocated to any state of the Federation that fails to release allocation meant for the state legislature and state judiciary in line with the financial autonomy guaranteed by Section 121 of 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, based on the executive order at the commencement of this order for implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and state judiciary in line with Section 121 of 3 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. All states of the Federation shall include all allocations of the two arms of government in their appropriation laws. Article 6 of 1 provides that notwithstanding the provisions of this executive order, in the first 3 years of its implementation, there shall be a special extraordinary capital allocations for the judiciary to undertake capital development of state judiciary complexes, high court complexes, Sharia courts of appeal, customary courts of appeal, and court complexes of other courts befitting the status of a court. President Buhari Senior Special Assistant on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Itan Enang, said on Saturday that the executive order is to give effect to the provisions of the Constitution. Enang, who was Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on National Assembly matters, Senate, told the nation by phone that Executive Order 10 outlines the procedure and process for the implementation of the constitutional provisions for the autonomy of state legislature and judiciary, which was passed by the 8th National Assembly and signed into law by Buhari. Enang said the signing of the executive order was even more necessary now in managing the independence of each arm of government at this time of coronavirus pandemic. He said what will happen is that the money of the judiciary in the state budget and the money of the legislature in the state budget will now each month, as it returns from the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee meeting, in addition to internally generated revenue pro rata, will be released by the Accountant General of the state to the legislature through the clerk of the House, who is the accounting officer of the state of House of Assembly, and the chief registrar of each state legislature, who is the accounting officer of the judiciary. The essence of this executive order is to make sure that the problem we used to have in the past, despite the amendment of the Constitution, is resolved such that executive order does not starve the judiciary or the legislature of funds, because the legislature is an arm of government. The executive is an arm of government, and it is these three arms of government that make the government. The executive is the executive arm of government. The Governor has the executive arm of government at the state level and is the chief security officer of the state. He has an overbearing influence, but in terms of each of them being accountable and managing its own affairs, the constitution provides that each of them should have its own independence in terms of funding. In summary, it is the same position that we have at the federal level. Okay, now when there is federation account allocation and the money of the federal government is given, the accountant general of the federation will release the money that is meant for the judiciary to the judiciary through the National Judicial Council. So guys, I don't know what you think about what the Buhari has done. In the recent, you think, oh, it is okay, because I don't even want to delve into all of those their law they are quoting as amended, as not amended. All of them, they will not be sweating. You are working for the government. It's not your personal money. Now, let people work on their own. In my opinion, I just think maybe it's a good thing that Buhari has done. And even this issue of autonomy to the local government, we have not been seeing the effect. Do you know the reason why we're having problem in this country? We have councillor, we have a local government, we have all those things. If all those people are really functioning, you will not see that government will be able to reach all those places. People will be feeling the impact of government. Those are the things that they're supposed to even enforce on. I don't know why these governors are always behaving in this manner, because it affects them now, because they just want to be on top of everything. Now they are saying Buhari is this. Of course, if he does something that is good, that is the way it also go. But my own is that if they could trickle it down to this issue of governance, so that every nook and crannies, everybody who are in every nook and crannies will be able to feel government. You will see that everybody in their locality will be going to the councillor. The councillor will not say, oh, this thing, I'm overwhelmed. You will go and meet the chairman, local government chairman. Before you know, that will now meet the government, the governor. That is how it ought to be. Let them divide this money, and so that they will do this in every area. You will see that everything will be okay. It is not rocket science. And this issue of judiciary and legislature and all of that, at the end of the day, it might be good, but at the end of the day, how is it going to affect us as an individual? We are talking of individuals. Now they are going to be fighting themselves because they know why they are doing all of those things. But the most important thing is, how can they allow councillors to be functioning, local government chairmen to be functioning, so that we will feed government at all levels? But they don't want to do it. The same governors who are always crying every now and then, after leaving, some people in the state assembly, they will arrange their package, their pension, and all of that. They will not say, at that time they will not argue. They will not say, oh, I don't want, oh, it is not, I don't want that kind of a thing. But you will collect pension after serving for 4 years or 8 years. You will not say anything when those people they are making all those plans that they want to give you kind of a pension for life and all of that. Of course, they are the ones who is instigating them, because they all work hand in hand. So guys, I don't even know what you think. Now they are thinking of, okay, they want to really sue Buhari because it's like trying to use the executive order. It is a dictatorial attitude, and which they are not going to take. So let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take. Thank you.